Hi guys, it's PS. Back to Lehans again. We'll change the type of champion this time. Red team range support. After watching a number of games of Lehans, we realized that if he plays melee support and has a lane priority, he switches to sweeper after warding. However, when he's playing squishy range support like now, he prioritizes to avoid a gank by warding well. Since Lee is not too far away, and Elise is seen at top side, they are putting more pressure. While they have concrete reasons, they utilize their comms to bully as much as possible. Because Lee has checked Elise started red and pathing toward top side, he bullies more with range advantage. It's possible since he knows it's gank free for a while. Unfortunately, he couldn't flash to dodge the hook and hit the first blood, and this is his first recall. Let's see other lanes. He can't roam mid since Katarina just died. Both Kiana and Elise who killed Katarina are in vision, and they can either roam bot or invade the jungle. Since bot wave was getting pushed, and Aphelios just could farm it slowly and recall, but he had a short duel against enemy bot and starts to push the wave. The best scenario in this case would be Aphelios retreats right away and warded the blue entrance. Even though they secured vision in jungle, Aphelios gave an unlucky kill. Lehans recalls after pushing a huge wave. In fact, this is when Elise can head bot again. So recalling like Lehans is the safest play. Good thing that Elise went top, so bot did not have another casualty. Of course, it's impossible to make only right decisions in solo rank. It's not like a pro game, so sometimes they have to take a risk and make a gamble play without strong reasons. Regardlessly, it would be the best to avoid the worst case like Aphelios' death. But since the content of the video is pros habits, we'll focus on plays with reasons. This is Lehans' second recall. Aphelios is away from lane after pushing the wave, and mid is getting pushed. Enemy Pyke and Elise are missing, and top is getting pushed and safe at the moment. Right now, since Zed can just farm, and Aphelios is away, it would be the best to roam mid. Do you get how to make a logical decision now? Indeed, whenever you recall, it is more helpful to get back through mid-bot jungle and look for a roaming. Lehans uses this path to prepare a quick mid cover. However, Lee ganks mid and pushes the wave, so he has the bot that's getting pushed slowly. We just mentioned a lot of factors that affect his recall to bot. It can look like a simple recall to the lane, but there are subtle pathing that indicates his concerns on other lanes. This is why we can't formulate a roaming. It can't be defined as A causes B. While wave is getting pushed, it can be pushing due to a fight or other reasons. League is a dynamic game. If Elise covered mid quickly, Senna would have gone mid. And if top was pushing the wave unsafely, Lee would have gone top instead of mid. We highlight this point. Continuing their laning phase while jungle mid is getting pressured, they play safe and just farm. However, Aphelios uses his ability that starts to push the wave. While Lee is far away, he puts a control ward to prevent Elise gank. But this ward doesn't guarantee their safety. They can still die even though they see Elise with this ward. As a result, Elise makes a good decision and ends up killing both of them even though Lehans tried his best to be safe. Even in this tilted situation, let's see how he continues to look for the best decisions and uses enemy's loophole. Lehans' third recall. Top is dead and mid pushed the wave. Lee's also at top, so he heads to bot, but he has to be careful for the dive while farming under the turret. Elise just got the drag, and enemy bot used all of their mana to push the wave. So they assume the enemy bot recalls and start to slow push. Using sweeper at this point is to prevent Ornn's teleport ganking with Elise that can be critical to them without flash. If they have another casualty, the game will be over. Indeed, he is still focused and gets rid of risks even though he's losing. This is the biggest impact of the game. He checked that Misfortune used her ult, and Aphelios has ult while he is level 5. However, as soon as Pyke misses his hook, he thinks it's a chance and engages in a fight. Even though he missed his W, his play has a huge impact on the game. Simply, we can think of cases by enemy's jungle instances. If Elise was a bot, his engage would have failed, and bot would have been over. If Elise was not a bot, both top don't have to teleport, so they can kill Misfortune with Aphelios' ult, even though he dies. Sacrificing support and killing enemy ADC can overcome ADC's scaling gap, so this is the combat point. Even more, Misfortune has 4 door in place to snowball her early advantage, which closes the gap even more. After this, Qiyana roams bot at the right time and Aphelios dies, but ADC gap is lesser. Lian's 4th recall. This is when you can look for the top roaming, as discussed in the last video. Dragon is gone and only the Rift is alive. First, he is leaving the base earlier than Aphelios. Qiyana recalled after killing Aphelios. Top wave is pulled, and Elise did not cover bot during the fight. Based on these reasons, covering top dive is a logical decision. Or, Elise could start the Rift when the scuttler vision is gone. Indeed, you can see on my way pings on the Rift. As expected, Elise dives top, but it was too hasty since red team could cover. They didn't even have a big wave to dive. And Zed is pretty good against dives. This hasty dive could seem unreasonable. But considering red team's covering and having both flashes on Ornn and Elise, making a successful dive and taking the Rift would have made a huge lead. But first, Ornn missed his E, and they continue to dive. Zed makes a clutch play as soon as Ornn gets a turret aggro. And Elise gets really low that she has to recall. While Lihans is around top, he controls the vision. At the same time, Lee checks Elise at the top, and ganks mid, which is successful. And these two successes naturally lead to the Rift. Senna and Lee are on the Rift, which lengthens Senna's roaming. Assuming Lee is at the Rift, Elise plans to dive bot. Indeed, this is the most conflicting situation for bot. ADC doesn't want to give up the wave, and support expects him to just back off and stay alive since support is spotted away from bot. Aphelios couldn't give up the wave, and Katarina roams bot to help him. Well, during the fight, Aphelios of course dies, but Katarina's smart roaming ends up getting a bounty from Elise. So even though episode 4, 5, and 6 were support series, this shows that it is still helpful for mid and jungle. If support leads a roaming, the opposite side becomes more risky, and the team can use it to cover or roam the risky side. But mid and jungle have to be aware of this point. Then we can ask a question. Senna didn't help on Zed's dive, so wouldn't it be better if she just recalls the bot? Well, yeah. However, because she headed top, team could lead their successes of mid and top to the Rift safe. So we can think of a choice between the Rift and maintaining bot when the team is behind. And the result of the choice could change by many other factors. So you need to develop your game style through abundant experience. Afterward, due to Lihans' decision, they could come back and destroy the first turret, making global gold even. Today, on Pros Habit 6, we reviewed Lihans' decisions on every recall and learned how to read a game as a support. It can't be learned from memorizing a formula, but rather from case studies. But since we went over how to come up with a decision, you can play a few games and watch your own replay to develop your skill level. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.